Hello, good afternoon. My name is Babatunde, and this is our first class for chemistry on this channel. Now let's move on. Today we are going to be talking about introduction to chemistry one, because we are going to make it two phases. The first phase will be talking about the meaning or the definition of chemistry. We'll also be talking about the scientific method of chemistry. Then the other phases, we'll be talking about the second phase, rather, we'll be talking about the importance of chemistry and also the adverse effects of chemistry and likewise careers in chemistry. So that's that. Next up. So in this phase that I call part one on introduction to chemistry, we will only be talking about the definition of chemistry and also the scientific method of chemistry. So next up, when we say chemistry, chemistry has a different definition you can give. But I'm going to be giving you two unique definitions of chemistry. Now, as a science student, you can define chemistry. When we say chemistry, chemistry is a branch of science that deals with the study of matter and also the chemical reaction between substances. That's the first definition. The second definition goes thus. You can say chemistry is the branch of science that deals with the composition, properties, and the uses of matter. So you can actually give any of those two definitions. You are good to go. Let me recap. I said the first definition you can give to chemistry is that chemistry is a branch of science that deals with the study of matter, and that's all. Study of matter and also the chemical reaction between substances. You can give that definition. Then the last one you can say is a study of science or is a branch of science that deals with the study of the composition, properties, and also the uses of matter. So that's that. Next up. Now, if you check those two definitions, I talked about, I am actually referring to only one thing, which is what? Which is matter. This is only one thing. In anything, in any definition, be it you consult a comprehensive textbook, or you check OKK, or you check Exasia, you get, or you check Ababio, any kind of textbook you can check, you will see that all definitions they might give, they will still be referring to what? This only one term, one word, which is what? Matter. Now, when we say matter, what are we emphasizing on matter? What is scientists or chemistry generally? What is it concerned about matter? So this govern into the words, into the changes of matter. That's just it. What are they actually basing on this matter? It's what? It's the changes of the matter. So it probes into the what? Into the principle governing what? Governing the changes of matter. So that's that. Next up. So now we're going to be talking about the scientific method. This scientific method, okay, let's put it down. Scientific methods. Now, when we say scientific methods, this method is what scientists use. They use these methods to carry out what? To bring about a new idea or to bring about a new discovery. You get? So they use this method when they are carrying out their what? Their research. So let's see, what are these methods we are talking about? Now, for a student, I'll give you a particular acronym that will enable you to state any methods, all the methods used in research making. Now, I'll call it opaque, opaque, opaques, opaques. This is just the acronym, OPIT. If you can memorize it as a science student, you are good to go. What does O signify? O signify observation. What does H signify? H signify hypothesis. What does P signify? P signify prediction. Then E signify experimentation. Then C signify, then the last one, okay, we said OHPEC, right? OHPECT, that's OPIT. So O observation, H hypothesis, P prediction, E experimentation, then C, that's classification. Then the last one, which is T, it means what? Theory. So on this, it depends. It depends. It can be theory, or it can be law, or sometimes it can be principle. So these are the scientific methods. So these methods are used when making a research or when a new discovery is about to be made. Now, let's talk. So we're going to be talking about the meaning of this. We are going to give a short meaning for all these scientific methods. Next up, the first one. The first one, we have what? We have observation. When we say observation means the art of viewing things to know the component of a particular object or substance. Meaning that to know what a particular object or substance entails, viewing the external part of an object or substance. So that's that. And the next one. Okay, before that, let's make what I'm trying to say is that, for example, this is a marker. I might decide to what? To observe this marker. Observing it means what? Viewing the external part to see the content or the component in which this marker is made up of. So that's that. And the next one, hypothesis. When we say hypothesis is not just a guess, but what? It is an educational guess. That is making what? Making an educational guess about a particular thing. But not just an educational guess, but an educational guess on what has been observed. Like I've told you, like for example, this is a marker, you've observed it. Then you can now make an educational guess on it. Okay, what can it be used for? What can we add to it to bring us out, to give us a new product? Do you hear what I'm saying? So now, hypothesis means what? Making an educational guess on what you've already observed. So next one, we have what? We have prediction. Prediction. On this, I can actually bring out a particular term here, which means what? Inference. Which is inference. Now, prediction is to predict or to assume. That's the way of prediction. To assume a particular thing can be used for a particular purpose. Do you understand? To assume something can be used for other purpose. Now, but inference means a logical reasoning about a particular thing. A logical reasoning about a particular, to reason, to think deeply on what has been observed, on what has been you've made an educational guess on what you've already predict. You give a deep down thing on the object or substance you are carrying out research on. Next one. Then the next one we have what? We have experimentation. Experimentation is the systematic way of conducting practical in the lab to check whether what you've already observed, you've made an hypothesis on, you've made an inference or prediction on, is accurate, to see whether it's accurate, your discovery is accurate or not. So So this experimentation, the practical you conduct in the lab or in a workshop will enable you to know whether it's good or bad, or whether it's genuine or not. So that's that. The next one, we have classification. When we say classification, classification means grouping things according to their criteria. Grouping things according to what? According to different criteria. Now let's take for example. For example, what I mean by grouping things according to their criteria is that to group them according to the class they belong to. For example, I have what? I have some substance here. Maybe for example, let's say we have elements as a whole now. Elements, we have one that are metal, some one that are non-metal. We have none that are one that are what? Metalloid. Okay? So grouping those elements. Okay, let me just give it short. Okay, let's say we have sodium, then we have silicon, okay, and we have what? We have chlorine. Let's say we have these three elements, and they actually group them according to their criteria. What I mean by this is what? This will be metal, and this will be what? Metalloid, and this will be what? Non-metal. So this is what I'm referring to. Grouping things according to their criteria, to the class they belong to. So this sodium, although all their elements, but they are grouped according to their class. Sodium, metal, silicon, metalloid, and chlorine is what? Non-metal. So that's a cheap example I can give right now. So that's that. Then the last one, which is what? Which is theory. I told you that it depends. It might be theory, it might be law, it might be principle. It depends on the discoverer and also what you discovered. So that's that. Now, the theory is just like a write-up. Yeah, a write-up which is given by the discoverer. It involves the steps and how to carry out, or the procedure on how to carry out the research that has been discovered. So that's that. So that's for the discoverer. So it might be theory, it might be law or principle. So that's that. So in this class, we are going to end this class for today. In our next class, we'll be talking about the careers in chemistry. We'll be talking about the importance in chemistry, and also we'll be talking about the adverse effects in chemistry. So for today, that's why I call it Introduction to Chemistry 1. So I don't want it to be too congested for students, so that you can take it within 10 to 15 minutes. You'll be able to understand it. It won't be cumbersome for you. So see you in our next class, which we are going to be talking about Introduction to Chemistry 2. Thank you. Keep subscribing. Love you guys. Bye.